I tried 50 sunscreens over 3 months to find the best sunscreens for every skin type so you don't have to.
I know that you're trying to fix me, but I don't want to be like you. If you want to take it back to the 50s, maybe I'm not the guy.
Hey friends, I'm Cathy and welcome back. This week we'll be talking about the top 5 sunscreens for combination or balanced skin. All my picks are alcohol-free and fragrance-free, so you don't need to worry about that. If you have oily or acne-prone skin, check out this video up here. If you have dry or sensitive skin, I've got you. Look out for next week's video. Let's go! I actually stumbled across this by accident. My flight leaving LA from VidCon was delayed, so I thought I'd waste time by browsing around Sephora, and I saw this there. I decided to try it out, and I was shocked at how good it was. I try a lot of skincare, so it takes a lot for me to get excited about something. It's super lightweight, it blends super well with no white cast and no pilling. It leaves a natural finish and it's a mineral sunscreen. To be clear, this is a mineral sunscreen with no white cast. I haven't seen any darker skin creators try this out yet. If you do, link it below for us and I'll update the description to include it. The active ingredient is 20% non-nano zinc oxide for protection from UVA and UVB rays, which gives an SPF of 30, and that's fine because you should use sunscreens with SPF 30 or higher. It's also fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and has oat kernel extract in it, a soothing antioxidant that's great for sensitive skin. It's got glycerin in the formula for hydration, and there's also a small amount of avocado oil and sunflower oil in it, but I wouldn't say it feels super hydrating or moisturizing. It leaves a nice skin-like finish that is perfect for the summer if you have combo skin like me. Let's see how it applies. I like to use 3 fingers instead of 2 just to make sure that I'm using enough. It's kind of hard to pump out. The texture is really creamy and it almost looks a little bit toothpastey to me. It does spread really easily, which was super surprising to me, and it looks really white at first, but it does dry down. Trust me, you guys gotta be patient with it and make sure you get the tops of the ears and the back of your neck, especially if you have short hair. You can see that it doesn't settle into my facial hair at all. It feels super lightweight. It doesn't feel thick or pasty. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all. It doesn't sting my skin. It applies super well under makeup. The finish just looks super natural. No white cast. I can't believe this is a mineral sunscreen, you guys. I think it looks amazing. I love wearing this. I'm shocked. This is best for you if you're looking for a mineral sunscreen with no white cast. It's a good summertime sunscreen because it gives you a nice skin-like finish, but if your skin is on the drier side, you might want something a little bit more moisturizing with a glowier finish. If your skin tends to get red or if you're worried about breakouts, then you should try the Hero Cosmetics Force Shield Superlight Sunscreen SPF 30. I love this because the texture of it is amazing. This is another one that's great for the summer when my T-zone gets a little shinier because it's ultra lightweight. It's labeled non-comedogenic, which means it won't clog your pores. Like we've talked about before, that's not a guarantee that it won't freak you out, but it is a helpful hint that the brand had acne-prone skin in mind when they were formulating it. I really like how it wears and how it feels. It's not greasy at all and it's not glowy either. It just leaves this really nice, slightly matte skin-like finish. It also has this really nice blurring effect and primes your skin for makeup without silicone. But honestly, most of the time when I'm wearing this, I don't even feel like I need to wear makeup. Remember the old Purito Centella sunscreen? This feels like that. It feels even lighter than the First Aid Beauty one, kind of like a super lightweight lotion. It's got some nice antioxidant focused extracts in it, like green tea. The active is 17.53% zinc oxide, which gives you UVA and UVB protection with an SPF of 30. It's also a 100% mineral sunscreen, and mineral sunscreens aren't usually dark skin friendly. So if you do have dark skin, I wouldn't recommend this to you guys. I've seen some people say that there's no white cast, but I really don't want to mislead you guys. This one does leave a bit of a white cast, so I'd only recommend it for fair or light to medium skin tones. Let's see how it applies. With the packaging of this, it does have that little cap. It's really easy to lose, so I don't love that, but it's a really small thing, not really a big deal. Let's do the 3-finger technique. It's not really the easiest to squeeze out, so I'm gonna do a little bit of pointillism on my fingers. The texture of this is a little bit more like a creamy gel. It is super ultra mega lightweight. It just feels like a burst of water hitting your skin. It's so easy to spread. It has this like green coloring, which looks a little scary at first. That actually helps to color correct any redness that you have. It doesn't sting at all. It doesn't settle into my eyebrow hairs. But this does have a little bit more of a white cast. It does take a little bit of time to spread it all out, but I really love the finish of this. It just looks super natural. It feels as if I didn't apply any sunscreen at all. It's not matte, it's not greasy. If it wasn't for like a little hint of that white cast, it would look like I'm not wearing anything at all. This is best for you if you're breakout prone and you're looking for something super lightweight that leaves a nice skin-like finish. It's best for fair or light to medium skin tones because it might leave a white cast on darker skin. If your skin tends to get red, then the green tint also helps to neutralize that redness. For a completely transparent sunscreen that gives you a nice glow, try the Black Girl Sunscreen Kids version. Why the kids version? Well, we'll get to that in a second. But first, you've probably heard about Black Girl Sunscreen by now. Their sunscreens dry completely clear without a white cast. It's formulated for women of color by women of color after they were frustrated by sunscreens leaving an unflattering white cast. So now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I like the kids version. It's way cheaper, it's only $10, and it's also less shiny than the original formula. It feels great to wear, and it's got some nice emollient oils in it, like shea butter and carrot seed oil that feels really luxurious. It leaves a nice glowy finish, and it works really well under makeup, but it's best if your skin is on the drier side of combo and you're not acne prone. It's got an SPF of 50 with broad spectrum protection, and it's a fully chemical sunscreen, but it's oxybenzone and octinoxate free, so it's reef safe. It's also water resistant for up to 80 minutes, so it'll be a great one for a day at the beach. I also like that it's in a large size format. There's 3 ounces or 89 milliliters in here. That is amazing value for $10. That's great because then you won't feel precious about it. You can and should slather it all over your face and your body. Let's go see how it applies. So 3-finger technique, let's spread it out. There we go. The promise of this is that there's no white cast, so let's see if that's true. The texture feels a little bit like a lotion, and wow, that looks really white to begin with, but I have a feeling that it's gonna settle in pretty transparent. I don't really feel any stinging with this either, even though it is a chemical sunscreen. So it's already starting to shear out, as you guys can probably see by now. It's super easy to spread out, and again, it's not settling in my eyebrow hairs. So we love that. It does take a little bit more time for it to dry down. So if a sunscreen says there's no white cast, but you feel like it looks crazy on you and you don't believe them, sometimes it's just because you aren't spending enough time to spread it out. So it has settled in. I think my skin looks really glowy and really nice, really healthy, but not greasy. So it's definitely on the right end of glowy, which we love. It is completely transparent. It doesn't look like I'm wearing any sunscreen. That has passed the white cast test. This is best for you if you are looking for a transparent sunscreen and you want to support a smaller company founded by a woman of color. If white cast is your biggest concern, this is definitely the one for you. Beyond that, it's also just a great sunscreen. It's super affordable and great value if you follow my tip to get the kids version. It's water resistant and it's reef safe, so it's great for every day or a vacation at the beach. It's also really moisturizing, so it's best if your skin is usually combo or balanced but can also be dry. And I wouldn't recommend it if you get really oily or if you're acne prone. Moving on to a really great hybrid sunscreen, the Cocokind Silk SPF 30 sunscreen. This hits all the things I look for in a sunscreen. This feels hydrating, it's super lightweight, blends easily, it's sensitive skin safe, it doesn't break me out, and leaves my skin feeling super soft with a nice glowy finish. It's a great hybrid sunscreen. Hybrid just means it's got both mineral and chemical filters, so 10.5% zinc oxide for UVA and UVB protection, and 10% homosalate for UVB protection. And that all gives you an SPF of 30 with broad spectrum protection. Cocokind even posts their UVA and UVB lab test results on their website. They go even further than that. They've actually calculated out the carbon emissions for making, distributing, and the packaging for this, which is an important step for improving their carbon footprint and helps us make better buying decisions as consumers. I really wish every brand did that because we love a transparent company, yes. They also break down the formula for us, so you can see that there's 12% emollients for skin softening and 1% humectants for hydration. So let's try this out. Oh. Did you see that? It just glopped down on my hand. So the texture of this is very runny. As you guys can see, it's starting to drip down my hands, but that does make it really easy to apply. So again, super white to start off with. It feels really hydrating. It's really easy to spread. See how quickly I can move it around? It kind of smells like sweet and florally, and I think that's coming from the banana blossom extract. It is technically fragrance-free still. It doesn't sting my skin at all. Feels pretty hydrating. So the texture starts off as a runny lotion, but you do have to work quickly to spread it out because it does dry down really fast. And the finish is really nice. It's still skin-like, but it is a little bit more mattifying, and there's no white cast, you guys. I love a good hybrid sunscreen, and this one just feels really nice. It's super easy to apply. This is best for you if you are looking for a dewy finish that doesn't look greasy and you want your skin to feel super soft and hydrated without a white cast. This sunscreen from La Roche-Posay is one of my favorites from them because it's one of their only alcohol-free sunscreens. It goes on so smooth, spreads super well, absorbs quickly, and feels really light. It's much more like a serum and much less like a sunscreen. It's also great under makeup, and you can skip the priming step after applying this. It's got an SPF of 50 with broad spectrum protection. Because it's a fully chemical sunscreen, it leaves a totally transparent finish, but I wouldn't recommend this if you have super sensitive skin because it can be more sensitizing than mineral sunscreens. It's also not reef safe, so it's not a good one for you to take with you on a trip to the beach. I like that they've added some antioxidants in here like vitamin E and ascorbyl glucoside, a stable form of vitamin C. Antioxidants are great for helping boost your sun protection, but looking at the ingredient list a little bit more closely, I was disappointed to see how far down the ingredient list ascorbyl glucoside is. It appears after the preservative phenoxyethanol, so it's barely in there, but I want to show you guys how this applies because I think that's where it really shines. 3-finger technique. 1, 2, 3. So it does have a lotiony texture. You can see that it's running down my hand a little bit. So it is also really easy to apply, and it just kind of feels really lightweight and gel-like, almost like a serum. It just kind of sinks into the skin automatically. This one feels so nice. But it does have a strong chemical smell, and again, I make sure to apply enough around my hairline, tops of the ears, neck, upper lip, and it doesn't settle into my eyebrow hair, so I love that. It's drying down super fast. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything at all. It just feels like I applied serum to my face. It kind of just leaves this really nice, transparent, glowy finish. So I love that. This is best for you if you're looking for an ultralight sunscreen for every day. This has the best texture out of all of the 50 sunscreens I've tried. It's such a nice lightweight gel serum texture that feels really hydrating and just leaves a nice dewy finish that looks super natural. However, it is on the more expensive side and you do get less of it. It's only 1 ounce or 30 milliliters, so it is a lot smaller than the others. Those are my top 5 sunscreens for balanced and combo skin. With any sunscreen, just don't forget to reapply every 2 hours and use other types of sun protection like hats and long sleeves because no sunscreen is perfect. Your future self will thank you. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, don't forget to give your girl a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you next week.